Friday.
Thank you for joining us tonight on
The Heart of the Matter. I'm Pastor Franny.
And I'm Pastor Nick.
We'd like to welcome you guys here again, for joining us again here tonight for another great show. On The Heart of the Matter, we discuss difficult topics and harsh realities with curiosity, consideration, and insight.
Amen. We're so excited. I think we ended last week with a great two-part show. We talked about are men intimidated by successful women. We thought it was really, really good. And then last week's show, we ended with really giving men and women an understanding that I think the reason why we got to this place is there is a role that women play at home, and then there's another role that they play in the marketplace. I guess men always think that women should be submissive. Submission happens at home. At the marketplace, women are trying to reign, rule, and dominate. They're trying to win. So I thought it was a really, really good show. If you want to go back and watch it, take another look at it, please do so. It's on our YouTube channel. So let's get into this week's show. We're really, really excited. Again, we're going to have another two-part show. But to talk about this week's show and what we're going to kind of speak about and what we're going to discuss tonight, we want to cover the topic, how to identify and avoid scams. How to identify and avoid scams. And I think one of the really important things is to understand the definition of a scam, because it takes on many different forms, and there are many different things that could be a scam. So the definition of a scam is, very simply put, is a dishonest scheme, it's a fraud, or it is to swindle. That's what scam means. Something that you're doing that's a dishonest scheme, where you are deliberately trying to outright commit fraud and steal from somebody or commit fraud. And then there's also this one about swindle. And I like to really talk about the swindle part, because I think that's where sometimes people think just because something's a legitimate business, it can't be a scam. The word swindle means to use deception to deprive someone of money or possessions. To use deception to deprive someone of their money or their possessions. So we're going to get into this tonight. On one of the main things I want to cover specifically in tonight's show is, number one, every scam has three very consistent themes. So we want to talk about those three themes, so you can kind of get a real overall framework that's going to help alert you. I call it your alert buttons, right? These things are going to really help you to identify or trigger something in your thinker that's going to say, that might be a scam. And then the second part of tonight's show, we're going to cover 5 ways that will help you always identify and validate, if you will, if something is a scam or not. It's not really, really hard to do. So we want to get a little bit of audience participation to start out tonight. So we're going to name some scams that we've heard of. We're not going to cover all the scams on our show. We're going to more or less give you a framework to help you identify them. But I want to call some out. Give us a thumbs up. We're looking for a little audience participation tonight. If you have a family or friend member that you know has been scammed, man, share this with them. Call them up. Have them watch it. We're going to have another show on it next week. They can go on our YouTube channel. This is very, very important, especially in the internet age, because there are so many things coming at us that we just don't know what's real and what's not real, and this is going to help you. So I'm going to name some scams. I'm just going to call out some scams that maybe you've either been tried to be scammed before with, or have heard of somebody being scammed. Give us a thumbs up if it resonates with you, if it's one you've heard from or maybe you've done. Number one, the advance fee fraud. This is where they ask you, they're going to give you a service or they're going to provide something for you, and they want you to pay for it in advance before you get the goods. Really, really popular scam, right? What's another one?
Lottery, sweepstakes, and competition scams.
Yeah.
I think old people get caught up in this.
Yeah,
one a lot.
that's like the free sweepstakes. If you sign up for this, we're going to put you in this drawing. You're going to get these things. I mean, that's another one. Here's one that me and my wife didn't know about. And some of the people here in the church, and I'm not going to say who, hipped us to this. But we had never heard of this because we've never been involved with this. But it's the dating and romance scam. So what happens with this one?
This one is when they tell the woman pull on their heartstrings with a lot of sweet nothings. I call them sweet lies that we love to hear.
Right.
And they build a rapport with them.
Right.
So they can get to their money and their personal possessions.
So they act like they care about them, develop a relationship with them, all to say, hey, I'm having trouble on my car note.
Right.
Can you help me out?
There's a crisis in my family. Can you help me out? All types of things.
And that's a scam. Yep. Number 4, my wife actually experienced this one herself, computer hacking scam. They call you up at the house. Hey, this is Apple or this is Microsoft. We've gotten, a report of malicious activity on your account.
Right.
We want to help you with it. We're going to log into your computer and we're going to help walk you through it.
Right.
Stop the hackers from getting into your computer. And what you've just done by letting them help you is allow them to come into your computer, access your computer, and then they put Trojan horses on it. They access it, and within a couple of days, you'll start to notice lots of things about your credit, your bank accounts changing because they go in and get all your personal information. How did that one what did exactly they tell you? I wasn't home, right?
Yeah, and they called me and they said that something was wrong.
With the computer?
Yeah, with my computer, and they needed to, either I can go in and they walk me through how to make the adjustments, or I could just take over the computer. I can operate it and do it for you.
Right.
And if you're not very technical, I kind of felt in my spirit, I was like,
Some up, huh? So if you've ever had this particular scam, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up if anybody's ever done that. Online shopping, classified ads, auction scams. My daughter Ariel just went through one of these. She was trying to buy a car. The lady put it on Craigslist. Here's a real bad one. She literally used the military in part of the scam. You're going to hear about the 3 themes I talk about. The 3 themes are fear, greed, and deception. Fear, greed, and deception. In this particular scam, she told Ariel she's deploying right away. She can't, the car's here, but I'll send you pictures. I'll do this. Don't worry, it'll be here. Just pay me and I'll hold it for you. Just online. Anytime you're buying things online, you got to be careful. Number 6, banking and credit card online scams. Banking and credit. People call you. They say they're from the bank. They say they're from Capital One. I recently got onto Cash App. I never had Cash App before. If anybody wants to hit me up with a Cash App, it's $ Nick and Franny. Isn't that it? Is that $ Nick and Franny? So if you want a Cash App, Pastor Nick, throw a little love my way. Hey, I'm good. But anyway, we signed up for Cash App, and within a week of having it, I started getting scam emails. Somebody sent me, I got a text. You got this much money in your Cash App. You need to go in and log in here to access your money. And when I log in there, they then go to your Cash App and they drain out all your money. So you got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful with these things that you're doing online. Small business scams. Another one, right? They're going to help you get a loan. They're going to give you grants. They're going to, with COVID going on right now, all kind of scams going on. They're going to call you up. Let me tell you something. When somebody calls you up to help you in your business and they want to understand your assets that you have, know that they are going to scam you. Tell us about your building. How much do you owe? How much, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you involved in some type of scam. You got to look these things up. What's number 8?
Golden opportunity and gambling scams.
Golden opportunity. So, like I said, the 3 themes again, right? Fear. You're going to miss out on something. This is a golden opportunity. Man, you got to get involved. The whole, what's it called? The whole pyramid scheme. Give me $500 and then get 3 people to give $500. Then you're going to get another 5 Ponzi schemes. They listen, folks, they just repackage these different scams to prey on your greed. Number 8 is job employment scams. Or was that 8 or 9? Job employment scams. You know, people want you to pay in advance for a job, pay to get the job, pay to place you in the job. You know, you don't need to pay to get a job. You need to go get your own job. And then number 10 is what?
Medical scams.
Charity and medical scams. Probably the biggest scam of all. You know, when there's a natural catastrophe, when there's something going on. I mean, I've seen scams for, you know, people that get arrested, give to these people so we can bail them out. They're all scams. A lot of these big movements that y'all support, they're scams. Do the money go to the movement? Sure they do. Yeah, a percentage of the money goes to the movement, but most of the money goes to support the salaries of the top 10% of the people that started the movement. They're causing all the fear, all the concern, and they're just pulling on your heartstring. So anyway, I hope a lot of y'all participated there. You know, really wanted to throw some of those out there to you, these different scams. One of the ones I didn't talk about that I want to just spend a little bit of time specifically talking about is credit repair scam. Credit repair scam. Now, you know, Jeremiah and I kind of went back and forth in the TIFA, you know, because there's this concept of if something's a legitimate business, is it really a scam? So I just want to give you my take on why I call it credit repair scam. Okay? First of all, if you're legitimately repairing your credit, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody sometimes has had bad situations and your credit needs to be repaired. However, here's the challenge I have. Listen to Pastor Nick. If you need your credit repaired, it does not, in most cases, 99% of the cases, it does not mean that you need or you have an issue with your credit. It means you have an issue with your character. Credit issues are character issues. And my issue with the whole credit card repair business is this simple. What they are doing is they're trying to change the fruit. And if you don't change the root of why you got where you are, you'll never change the fruit of getting yourself back into that same situation. You understand that? I see credit. Oh, I've helped this person fix their credit from a 500 to a 650 in 2 months. And now they're at the Mercedes-Benz dealership dingling their keys that they just brought a new Mercedes. And they don't have a savings account. I'm going to post some pictures. I'm going to have Jeremiah post you some pictures that I took Saturday in the Millennium Mall. A line around the mall for people waiting to get into the Gucci store. A line around the mall, people trying to get into the what's it called, Louis Vuitton store. Let me tell you something. Here's the first thing. If somebody's trying to get you to buy into their credit repair service, that they need to ask you. They need to help you understand, how did you get there? If they're not concerned with how did you get your credit so screwed up, and they don't spend as much time talking to you about that as they do about fixing it and getting you on to the next purchase, they only care about themselves. They only care about making money off of you. That's their main concern. And you need to understand that. They're not trying to help you. I'm going to give you a free credit repair kit. You can click and download it. It's free. Anything any of them can do. There's nothing to repairing your credit except 3 things. Number 1, you got to pay your debt off, or the debt that's on there has to be removed if it's not reported correctly. There are a couple of things. Next week, we're going to bring an expert on the show that's going to tell you what moves and ticks your credit score. And there's only a couple of things that do that. So you need to understand these credit card companies are not looking out for your best interests. And Pastor Nick's going to tell you this. If you have had credit card challenges, credit challenge with your credit, the first thing you need to do is get a 6-month emergency fund saved before you ever repair one piece of your credit. You need to have an emergency fund saved and then get on to repairing your credit.
And why emergency fund first?
Well, because emergency fund's always going to take care of you, because things can happen. And you got to give your family security. You got to give your family stability. You got to protect your family. Well, Pastor, why wouldn't you just take that and pay down your credit? Because you can pay down your credit and they can take your credit card away. A lot of people don't tell you that. You could have a credit card with a $2,000 limit. You could pay it down to $500 thinking, well, I can always use that $2,000. It might not be there. They can reduce your credit line like that anytime they want. A lot of people don't know that about credit. So you got to think about those things. We're going to get, in the next week's show, we're really going to get into that. Today, what I want to cover is I want to cover the 3 themes and then the 5 ways to avoid these scams. But the 3 themes are real simple. Number 1, fear. Anytime somebody's trying to scam you, they're going to play to your fear. What does fear sound like? Hurry up. You got to do this now. You got to do this today. If you don't do it, you're going to miss out. If you don't do it, your computer's going to get hacked. If you don't do it, they're going to drain your bank accounts. They always prey on fear, right?
Right. I had one. I was leaving church one day, and I got this call, and it was for an electric bill.
Our church electric bill, right?
Yeah, and they were gonna turn it off if I didn't call them right now.
Right.
And I'm saying, wait. I paid the bill. Then I
just call right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
And they didn't say what electric company. And that was kind of a clue right there. I'm starting to get kind of smart with these scams, and I know when they are. But at first, it caught me for me. I was like, wait a minute. Did I pay it? But I paid it. But it was just right now. You got to call right now. Your service is going to be interrupted. It's going to be cut off.
Yeah. So fear, one of the themes of every scam. Don't let them get you afraid. If they're my daughter Aisha called me, the IRS called her. If she didn't pay the money right now, they were going to come to her house and arrest her. And man, she called me up. I laughed so hard. And she was so scared. Daddy. I'm like, honey, the IRS don't come to your house and arrest you. Honey, the IRS don't take payments over the phone. Honey, but they get people that don't know no better and they get you afraid. So if you're ever afraid, have a person that you can go to. Before you ever do anything,
Yes.
talk to somebody, especially if they're preying on your fear. We're going to talk about that in the ways that you don't get scammed. Number 2 is greed. Another theme of all scams is greed. When people ask you to deposit they're going to deposit some money in your account or send you a check to deposit money in your account. And then you just send them a piece till they get back. They're playing on your greed, and they're going to pay you some crazy amount of money to do this for you. Greed.
It's too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. Making money fast. Oh, hey, if you do this business in 6 months, you're going to be making 6 figures. Just go into this multi-level marketing business with me. Another one is, you could come into this business. It takes little or no investment. Listen to me, folks. Remember this. Don't ever forget this. Where there's no seed sown, there cannot be no harvest. Stop letting people play to your greed. You just got to put a little in and you're going to get a lot out. It don't happen. It don't happen. And if it happens, it's typically illegal. And if it happens and it's legal, it typically don't last long. And it typically only happens with a few. Are there people in multi-level marketing making money? Absolutely. Pastor Nick's not going to tell you they're not. But you know what's so interesting to me? They always tell you about what the 1%ers are making.
Right.
I asked Jeremiah a question today. I said, what have you ever been 1% in? Were you ever 1% in your class at school? Were you ever in the top 1% of the sport that you played? Are you in the top 1% of the business you're in today? They always use that number to get you motivated, to tell you what your potential is. And most of the time, they're trying to convince you to go into a sales organization, and some of you have never even done sales. So greed is one. Greed is a big one.
Yes.
Don't get greedy. And then number 3 is deception. These are the themes of the scams. Deception. Sometimes they'll come at you about your loved ones, and they'll try to deceive you. Hey, your loved one is stuck in London, and they have no way to get through to you. and they got a hold of us. You know, they couldn't get through to you. Send us $500. They need it right away. Right?
Somebody did that with you. And they said that Pastor Nick has no money. And they said, no, you're wrong. It can't be Pastor Nick don't have no money. They knew they were being scammed because they said that. Pastor Nick, he needs you. He don't have any money.
When I travel, folks, I travel with 3 different credit cards, and I travel with cash enough to get me home from wherever I'm at for 2 days in 2 different places. I keep some on me, and I keep cash stash that's not on me. That's how I travel. I've traveled all over the world. I don't allow things to come up. And let me tell you something about traveling real quick. If you're traveling on a budget, don't travel on a budget. It's not a good time to travel on a budget. Make sure you have extra money on you. So they try to guilt trip you. Another one of deception is around your loved ones. Really guilt tripping you around your loved ones. So those are the themes, kind of the themes of how these scams are done and how they pull on your heartstrings. Real quick, I want to give you 5 ways tonight that will help you. You take these principles and you apply them to everything that you're being presented to, and it'll keep you from getting scammed. So number 1 is never, ever, what? Be in a hurry. You know, this is something we learned from Pastor Poe a long time ago. If it requires you to be in a hurry, we're not interested.
Nope.
We're not interested.
I don't want to hear about it. Not interested.
Yep. If I got to decide tonight, or I got to decide this week, or I got to decide right now, if they're even talking to you like that,
right?
It's a scam. It's a scam. It doesn't mean they're trying to rob you out of your money. There's just something not right about it. You ever heard that saying, it smells fishy? It's fishy. Number 2, listen to this real good. Let peace be your umpire. Say it with me. No peace, no prosperity.
No prosperity.
No peace,
no peace.
No prosperity.
No prosperity.
You gotta have peace about what you're doing. Number 3, when you're talking to somebody, they're trying to get you to buy something. They're trying to get you involved with something, whether it's a business or whether they want to repair your credit or whether they want you to become part of this company or whether they're trying to sell you something. Always ask for multiple historical references. Always ask for multiple historical references. What do you mean by multiple? More than one person. At least 3 to 5. Ask for people that have been with you a month. Give me some people that have been with you 6 months. Give me one that's been with you a year. And give me some people that have been with you from the beginning. When you talk to those people, whatever they tell you, if you even get there, most of the time you won't even get there because they won't even provide it. They're going to use words on you like, you got to have faith. Faith is for church. Okay? They're gonna say things like, I'm just trying to bless a brother. No. I want to bless 5 people today. No. They don't want to bless you. They're interested in their business. Next time they tell you I want to bless you, just tell them to send you 50,000. That's blessed enough. You don't need anything. Since you want to bless me, bless me. Well, I'm just trying to help you out. Go ahead.
Most of the time people are caught up in these things because people know they're desperate. And when you're desperate, you won't even think about it. You won't even be afraid to ask for those historical people and references.
Right.
So they play on their desperation.
Right. That's it. Yeah, and they won't. I've actually taught people and walked them through this process. And then when they start going through the process, you know what they do? They call me back with ways they're trying to circumvent the process. They're trying to make them right. Listen, let me tell you something, folks. Let me say this about scam. If you want to be scammed, you're going to be scammed. And if you make up your mind tonight you don't want to be scammed, you won't. That's why I tell you what I tell you about credit repair. You got to make a decision you want to operate in character and integrity. Character and integrity is the currency of the kingdom of God. It's not money. It's character and integrity.
It's the only way to build real wealth.
Right.
You gotta-
Real wealth ain't just money.
No.
So number 4 is always be on the offensive, not the defensive. What do you mean by that? You should be asking the questions, not answering the questions. You should be asking the questions, not answering the questions. You should have more questions for them than they have for you. I have a young lady in my church right now. She's looking into a business opportunity. They told her, hey, go do this, this, and this. You go through this class. We're going to give you this job doing this. I mean, I'm not saying it's a scam, but I told her, I said, now call 3 companies that they say they've gotten people employed with and talk to that company's HR. See if that company's HR even knows who they are. That's how you find out. And number 5, check out the person, check out the company, or check out the organization. Do your research. Look people up. And I ain't talking about on Facebook. Do the research. Anybody can drive a Mercedes. Anybody can wear a Gucci belt. Anybody can have a Gucci hat. Anybody can look good on Facebook. It does not cost a lot of money. And when they want to tell you about what they made last week and this week, ask them for their tax returns. Why ask them for their tax returns? See if they're making money legitimately. And if you really, 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 really want to get good, you really want to get good, when they're telling you they're from the church and they're telling you they want to bless you, tell them you want to see their tax return and look at their giving statement on their tax return. You want to see how much integrity and character a person has? Tell them you want to see their tax return and look what their charitable contribution line says. If they don't honor God, they'll never honor you. So these are the 5 tips. I get a little bit excited about it. I get a little bit emotional about it because I think it's hard enough to make it in America. And I think people have enough crap that they're going through to be swindled, to be misled, to be taken advantage of. I don't like it. And I don't care who's doing it. I got friends that do credit repair. I don't care. Do it the right way. If you have a credit repair business and you can demonstrate to me that you care about people and how they got there, and you can show me in your course where you talk about how they got there, and you can show me in your course where the first thing you tell them about doing is building up their emergency fund before they buy anything from you, come and see me once you got that done. I will promote you to the hilt. And you don't tell people to dispute things that they know is theirs. Listen, folks, when you send a letter in disputing something that you know you're lying about, saying it's not yours, that is mail wire fraud. It's fraud. You are lying. And that company's asking you to lie. What does it say about them? Stop being foolish. The Bible says, he who hastens to be rich will not be innocent. But he who gathers little by little will be wealthy. Listen, on next week's show, I'm going to bring in a credit repair expert. I'm going to bring in a young man that made over $100,000 a year running his own credit repair business for years. And he got out of it. And I'm going to let him come on the show and tell you why he walked away from over $100,000 a year business. He walked away from it. I'm going to let him tell you the dirty secrets about credit repair. And also what we're going to do next week. So this week, if you click in the link, you'll get a free credit repair kit. The only thing Pastor Nick asks you is before you get focused on repairing your credit, get focused on, say, getting an emergency fund together. That's the first and foremost thing you need to do. And before you start repairing your credit, sit down and be honest with yourself of why you got there, how you got there, what were the mistakes you made. Sit down with your spouse if you're married. Make notes. Write down the key things that you did wrong that got you there. The top 3 things, and put them on the wall so you don't make the same mistake. And we care about you. We want to see you have success, both financially and in life. So listen, we're gonna also on the next show, we're also gonna give you a 2-hour free video seminar on financial freedom God's way. Again, there is no cost for any of this. We just really want to be a blessing to you. The people that are part of our show support the show. You guys give all the time to support the show. So we're not charging for any of these products. But we thank you for joining tonight. We hope that you got some valuable information.
Amen.
And until next week, we will see you when we get to the heart of the matter.
Thanks for watching tonight. If this show's been a blessing to you, help us be a blessing to others. There are 2 major ways to do that. The first way is with your financial support. We'd love for you to partner with us. With as little as $10, you can help us reach about 1,000 people. It's pretty awesome, right? Every dollar helps us get this message to the world. So just go to ltmorlando.org/THM to give today. And second way, you can show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at LTM Orlando. Thanks again for watching tonight, and we'll see you next week on The Heart of the Matter.